Have you ever understood the bitter feeling in your throat when you know the answer, but you do not dare to raise your hand because you are afraid of the laughter about your pronunciation from classmates behind you? Like Arjun, a strong student in Mumbai, the fear called English can turn a smart person into someone shy and insecure, making you hide in the shadow of failure. But remember, every skyscraper in India starts from strong foundation bricks, and in language, that brick is the simple present tense. To overcome fear, you do not need to become a great speaker immediately. Start by mastering the most basic things. When Arjun began to practice daily habits, he realized that talking about simple routines like I wake up at 6 a.m. or I study hard for my dream is not only about grammar, but also a way to confirm his existence. The simple present tense helps you organize your thinking and create a fixed language schedule like trains at Victoria Terminus. They run on time and you speak with the correct structure. Do not focus on how to not make mistakes, focus on speaking. Every time you read a page out loud, every time you write 10 sentences about your daily habits, you are breaking your own mental barrier. Progress does not come from magic. It comes when you accept mistakes as a natural part of the journey. Stop caring about sarcastic laughter, because when you confidently master the simple present tense, you hold the key to open the door to your future. Go step by step, because the real happiness is knowing that today, you are braver than yesterday. When the dormitory light shone down on the book pages full of eraser marks, Arjun sat there facing the scary silence of his insecurity. But in his darkest moment, Rohan appeared with 2 cups of hot chai tea and brought a message that changed everything. Do not build a castle on sand when the foundation is still weak. Are you like Arjun, trying to learn complex structures while the root, the simple present tense, is still not strong? Fear only disappears when we face it with discipline. Rohan helped Arjun understand that, to overcome fear, the key is not in big and powerful speeches, but in the smallest daily habits. Repeating simple sentences like, I drink chai every evening, or my friend encourages me, is the way you reprogram your brain, turning English from an enemy into a close friend. Look at how Arjun started his revolution. He no longer bowed his head before sarcastic words. Instead, every morning in Mumbai, he read aloud 10 sentences about his schedule. When you master this simple present tense, you control the rhythm of real-life trains run. The sun rises and daily habits help you improve every day. It is a change in mindset from a victim of mockery to a warrior of progress. Do not wait until you are perfect to start speaking. Accept mistakes like a potter accepts cracks in the clay before making a masterpiece. Every small step in practicing daily habits will become a strong support to help you stand firm in a crowd. Let the joy of understanding and being understood replace the shaking feeling when you start to speak. Your future is not defined by what others laugh at, but by what you practice with effort at this moment. In a small dorm room in Mumbai, where the sound of train horns from Victoria Terminus echoes like the heartbeat of the city, Rohan began to draw straight lines on the whiteboard. Look, Arjun. Rohan pointed at the words simple present tense. This is not dry grammar in a textbook. It is your breathing. It is what you do from sunrise until the city lights turn on. If before we saw an Arjun broken by mockery, here we see a warrior sharpening his weapon. To overcome fear, you must take away its power by turning something strange into something familiar. Arjun started to use a strategy. He put language into every action in his day. He stopped whispering complex and useless structures. He began with daily habits, clear facts that no one can laugh at because they are true. Every morning, instead of worrying about the next class, Arjun stood in front of the mirror and said loudly, I wake up. I brush my teeth. I drink my chai. The base verbs with the subject I sounded steady and strong, building a mental shield around him. He understood that when he talked about his habits, he controlled his own reality. Shyness started to go away when he realized that English is a tool to describe life, not a test to judge his personality. This revolution spread into every part of his student life. In the library, instead of hiding, he told himself, I read novels. I study hard for my future. When he helped his mother cook dal through a video call, he said softly, I help my mother. We cook together. Even cricket, the strong passion of many Indian people, became a place to practice. I play cricket on Sundays. Repeating these actions again and again created muscle memory in his brain. You cannot fear something you do hundreds of times every day. The simple present tense was no longer just a school lesson. It became the strong metal frame that protected Arjun's house of knowledge. When you understand how to add s for the third person singular, or how to use does you have a clear map to walk through the forest of low self-esteem. Arjun's journey shows one truth: confidence does not appear by itself. It is built from small but steady efforts, step by step. Do not wait until you have a huge vocabulary to start speaking. Begin with your bed, your toothbrush, your morning coffee. When you make English a natural part of your daily habits, fear will slowly move away and make space for joy and progress. Remember, every time you correctly say a sentence about your habit, you directly slap the pride of those who once laughed at you. You do not study to defend yourself. You study to control your life. Let every sentence in the simple present tense be a strong statement. I am learning. I am growing, and I am not afraid anymore. The dorm room is no longer a place where Arjun hides from the world. It has become a laboratory of confidence. With Rohan's guidance, Arjun starts to use strict practice techniques to turn daily habits from thoughts into clear and strong words. Are you keeping English in your head because you are afraid that when you speak, it will not be perfect? Look at how Arjun faces it. He begins with the read aloud technique. Every morning, Arjun takes a copy of the Times of India, chooses a short news article, and reads it out loud. He does not only read with his eyes, he reads with his jaw, his breath, and strong focus. Reading aloud helps connect the mouth muscles and the brain so English sounds are no longer strange to his throat. When you hear your own voice, the fear of being laughed at slowly becomes weaker because the sound becomes familiar. This is an important step to break the shyness that has controlled you for a long time, to improve vocabulary without feeling stressed. Arjun and Rohan turn entertainment time into study time by watching movies with subtitles. Instead of only enjoying Bollywood dances, they turn on English subtitles to see how characters use the simple present tense in real conversations. They write down short sentences and natural expressions, then repeat them. This is a way to learn new words without pressure so English can enter the mind naturally. But the strongest weapon in Arjun's journey is the 10 sentences a day rule. He does not write long essays. Every night he writes and says aloud 10 sentences about his habits. I listen to music to relax. I clean my room every Saturday. Or I practice English with Rohan. Keeping this rule creates surprising fluency. It is like practicing cricket. At first the moves are awkward, but after thousands of swings, they become natural reactions. Most important, Arjun is not alone anymore. Having a partner like Rohan, someone who encourages him and corrects mistakes gently instead of laughing, completely changes his learning environment. With a positive partner, mistakes are not proof of weakness. They are signs of growth. You need a Rohan in your life, or you can become that kind of partner for someone else. This change is not only about language. It is about connection and trust. Step by step, these techniques build a strong armor of confidence for Arjun, preparing him for the important moment standing in front of a crowd and proving his value. Remember, confidence does not come because you never make mistakes. It comes because you practice enough, and you are not afraid of mistakes anymore. When you combine the power of the simple present tense, the regular rhythm of daily habits, and the right practice methods, you create a new version of yourself, a brave version full of joy. A few weeks later, in the same lecture hall where Arjun once wanted to disappear because of shame, a new chance came. When the professor asked a question about how a complex machine system works, the room suddenly became silent. The classmates who used to laugh at him started to whisper, but this time Arjun did not lower his head. He took a deep breath and felt the strong foundation of the simple present tense that he had carefully built every day. Arjun stood up. There was no more shaking. He answered clearly and confidently. He did not try to use big or complicated words. He focused on clarity and used the correct structures that he had practiced with Rohan. When his voice filled the room, he felt a magical change in his mindset. He stopped caring about judging eyes and focused completely on his own progress. The fear that once felt like chains disappeared like morning fog under the sunlight of Mumbai. In its place was strong confidence and pure joy when he realized he could connect with the world through a new language. The laughter from the past became small and meaningless in front of the power of knowledge. Arjun did not only learn English, he learned how to control his emotions and face failure with courage. Arjun's journey proves that learning a language is a step-by-step process. This change did not happen overnight. It came from his steady daily habits and his strong desire to overcome fear. Now when he speaks English, he does not feel pressure. He feels happiness. He understands that every mistake is not a scar anymore, but a sign that he is moving forward. You see, English is not a test to separate good students from weak ones. It is a bridge that helps you reach your dreams. Let Arjun's story inspire you. Accept mistakes, stay close to the foundation, and never let fear steal your voice.